Olympic athletes defy gravity and impress audiences around the world, but many struggle financially on the road to those games. The U.S. Olympic Committee, a nonprofit, reported $339 million in revenue back in 2016, and the International Olympic Committee makes billions of dollars from broadcasting rights and sponsorship deals. Dana Jacobson is in Pyeongchang, South Korea, with a look at the financial burden that some of the athletes face in pursuit of their Olympic dreams. Dana, I hear it's costly. Good morning.
Good morning. That it is. An Olympic athlete will tell you you can't put a price tag on the Olympic experience, but there is a cost to getting here. Take those who had to crowdfund online just to pay for some of their training or to get their family to Pyeongchang. Now, there is a small group of athletes who get rich in their quest for Olympic glory, but for others, there is a harsh reality.
And it's like driving a car
on oil.
Really fast with guardrails around.
For Team USA luger Chris Mazder, riding really fast has paid off here in Pyeongchang.
It's awesome to say we did it and thank you.
He won silver in individual men's luge, becoming the first American man to ever medal in the event. But it almost didn't happen.
You, a couple weeks ago, thought, I might have to get out of the sport.
Exactly. I wanted to stay into it for another 4 years, but the thought of staying in the sport without being able to make anything or to be able to give back, to just even pay rent, it's a really serious thing that people don't know exists.
While he savors the victory, he remembers the struggle.
I was a bartender, I worked banquets, restaurants, so it's a fight to get to that level, but if you're as committed, you'll do anything.
How big of a disparity is there between Winter Olympic athletes?
Well, huge.
Patrick Quinn is an agent representing several athletes at the Games.
When you talk about an extreme of a Lindsey Vonn and a Shaun White, and the vast majority of the Olympians, it's a whole different world. It's first class to coach for sure.
Unlike many other countries, the U.S. federal government does not fund Olympic programs. In 1978, Congress turned over the job of representing American athletes to the U.S. Olympic Committee, a nonprofit. Luger Chris Mazder has been successful enough to get free housing in an Olympic training center.
Hey, congratulations, that's awesome.
But that's not given to everyone. You have to get to that level, but you're not really making any money.
The USOC doles out money using a pay-for-performance model. Athletes in sports that are most likely to win medals get the most money.
Coming from a small sport, I think when it does come down to the finances, yeah, there is a little bit of jealousy. Just because you feel like you're putting in a similar amount of effort, but you don't receive the same back. And I think the reason you stay in luge is because you're passionate about it.
In its latest annual report, the USOC says 93% of its revenue goes to support Olympic and Paralympic athletes. 2008 Olympian Ben Barger, a former member of the USOC's Athletes Advisory Council, estimates that just 6% reaches athletes' pockets in the form of direct payments. When asked if this figure was correct, the USOC said no, but would not provide another number. Barger told CBS News the U.S. Congress should review what he calls the financial strategy and waste of the USOC. For athletes who fund their own way, sponsors can be a big source of financial help. But the IOC's Rule 40 puts restrictions on brands that don't also sponsor the Games.
You can't use the word Olympic. You can't use gold or silver or 2018.
Yeah.
How do athletes work their sponsors if they're not Olympic sponsors?
It's challenging and it gets complicated.
But you just can't use the word.
You can't use this word and you can't do it at this time and that sort of thing.
While the rules have been relaxed, a U.S. ski jumper tweeted his frustration, saying the sponsorship ban makes it, quote, hard for the little guy to make money or even just support themselves.
And I do compliment the USOC. They do a tremendous amount of bringing sponsors in to support as many athletes as they can, but the reality is they can't fund all of the athletes that need the funding. And so some of the rules have actually been relaxed.
As for luger Chris Mazder, he's pondering a future as a financial planner, but he's not giving up his sled just yet.
A few weeks ago, you didn't know if you would continue financially. What does that silver medal mean now?
This silver medal right here says I'm going another 4 years, and it also gives me the ability, first off, to say thank you, but to be able to give back because I understand the struggle. I've been there for many, many years.
Masdar said that while he wasn't always rewarded financially for his sport, he was paid in life experience, things he would not have gotten to do otherwise. And as he moves forward, he'll have a little help along the way. Patrick Quinn, the agent who we spoke with, will now be working with him. We should point out that we reached out to the International Olympic Committee for comment on our story. They referred us to the USOC. John?
Dana Jacobson in Pyeongchang, a really interesting story.
Yeah, it seems like they should be able to make some kind of a living while trying to compete for the United States of America.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a dream. Can you imagine that you know you have the talent and you just want somebody to believe in you? Please send money.
Well, maybe now more will.
Yeah.